Hey guys, welcome to part one of a two-parts workshop in which we're going to create a full painting from start to finish. In this first part, we're going to do all the concepting, the composition, everything basically up to the point where we're ready to do the colors. So let's go ahead and let me try to explain my process here as I make some progress on this. Alright, so the first thing, obviously, I want to nail down my subject. So as you can probably start to guess here, I am going to do a female riding a bike, and well, actually maybe not riding, probably more her tweaking her bike or something. And the first thing I have to worry about here is the pose. So I'm not gonna care about the background, I'm not gonna care about colors, nothing else. I just want her physique to be appealing. I want the anatomy to be right, and that's why also she's not wearing any clothes right now, because I'm not using any reference. I don't want to anything to distract myself. The second part is going to be doing anything that's in the foreground. So in this case, it's going to be her bike. I want to make sure I had nailed down the bike as much as possible before going into the background, because those are the two most important elements of the picture right there. Anything that's in the back is just going to complement the composition. It's not going to add anything really. It's just going to be filler stuff. So for her bike, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do right now. As you can see, I'm going over my lines a lot and trying to figure out interesting shapes and just really trying things. And this is the kind of stuff, it's really, at least for me, it's really hard to imagine ahead of time what it's going to look like. I just kind of know it's going to be like a bulky kind of bike, probably hovering, so I'm not sure I'm gonna have wheels even, and have a big jet thrusters in the back. But that's all I know, and that's why I'm gonna stop here, because I have enough information that I can carry on and finish on my composition. Now I'm just doing popping up a new file and creating the runway for my background here, simply because it's in a pretty difficult perspective to draw accurately. And as you can see, I'm creating a little bit of shadows. I have my lights, my sun hitting the runway in the back, in the top left corner, and that's only to give me as much information as possible concerning my composition, simply because light affects it so much that if I can minimize the impact of my colors later on, and that's just going to save me some time in the end. Normally, this is actually something new that I'm trying right now. Normally I'll just do grayscale really rough, just for maybe like the really rough outlines and main shapes, and then go into colors right away. For this one, I'm spending a little bit more time on the grayscale version, and I'm going to try something new for the colors, and you guys will see that in part 2, and it's pretty interesting. But it might not look good. I have no idea, because it's the first time I do it. So now that all my foreground elements are done, all my pose is nailed down, I'm not gonna change that, and my background is pretty much done. I'm gonna add a few more elements here and there, but the main composition is done, and I'm happy with it. So now I'm just fixing the shapes of the bike a little bit more. And for this video, I'm using 2 brushes only, if you can't tell, and one of those is obviously my good old trusted square brush. I'll put the link down. I'll put the link down in the description below again. And I also am gonna add a new brush that I'm using for this one, which is the second one, and it's one I created for this particular painting, and it's actually really cool. So you guys try it out and let me know what you think. And I am gonna take a little bit of time, maybe a quick 30 seconds now, to answer a few questions I keep getting asked. One of them is, what is my tablet? I've said before, I'll say it again, I use the Wacom Cintiq 21UX, so one of the older models. I also use Photoshop CX6, if you can't tell by just the look of it, because only CX6 has this darker UI. And does it matter that it's CX6 versus CS6 versus CS2, 3, 4, whatever. Of course not. It doesn't. I mean, nothing that they keep adding to new versions I ever use. I use the most basic Photoshop tools. I mean, my workflow hasn't changed in what, like 10 years. So I mean, Photoshop I used 10 years ago did exactly the same thing for me that it does now. So yeah, you don't need a newer version of Photoshop. Just get whatever. As a matter of fact, you probably don't even need Photoshop. Any painting software is good enough. All right, going back to this painting, I am finalizing the background, as you can see, adding the few extra things that will make this composition just work a little bit better. Filling up empty space and connecting the shapes, just so that your eye, when you look at it, goes from her face down to yeah, down to her body, and then goes in circle around the screen, and then goes back to her face, and that's the desired effect. Obviously, color is going to help that a big deal, but for now, I'm just trying to create the basic effect. With just placement of things and very, very simple shading. As you can see, also most of the time, most of this painting I've been using only one layer. I keep saying this, but this is just a personal style. This is I do that just because I like the look of it mostly, and I mean, it also helps me with my confidence and all that stuff. But the main reason, let's just say, it's I like the look, right? So you don't have to have only one layer if you're doing a painting. By any means, use as many as you want. I really don't care. It's up to you. It's whatever helps your workflow and whatever makes you faster. And so right now we're getting close to the end of this video. I am pretty much done with the design of the bike. I like where this is going. I'm adding in a wheel here. And after this, yeah, this is going to be pretty much it. And then from here, I'll go into colors and, tweak the design, of course, a little bit more. But that's going to be it for today, guys. So don't miss out part 2 of this workshop. And I will see you guys next time.